Sometimes we find ourselves, being introduced to an amazing business opportunity, or we come up with these amazing business opportunities ourselves, and we find out that we don't take actions on that particular opportunity, and we abandon it and we jump into another business opportunity. That is called entrepreneurial struggle cycle. A lot of us, we've gone through it. It's something entrepreneurs go through. And what is this cycle? There are 5 stages to this cycle. I know a lot of us, sometimes we go through some things and we don't even know what we are going through. So today I'm going to tell you that if you've been going through this, if you're excited about an opportunity and all of a sudden you find yourself abandoning it and jumping into another opportunity, that is entrepreneurial struggle cycle. And there are 5 stages to this cycle. The first stage is called its excitement. You're excited about this beautiful idea, this opportunity that is being introduced to you, maybe by your friends, by colleagues, or by the internet. You saw this opportunity somewhere, or this idea came to you and you're excited about starting. And all of a sudden you start overthinking, which brings us to the second stage of the cycle, overthinking and self-doubt. You start overthinking. You keep doubting yourself. From overthinking, you start doubting yourself. Start thinking maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you don't have what it takes to start a business. You start thinking, you start having negative thoughts about the business. Maybe it will not work. Maybe it will fail. Maybe it will not succeed. Different thoughts. You start doubting your capability. You start doubting, your skills, which will now take us to the third stage. And from this overthinking and self-doubt, it will now lead to procrastination and perfectionism. This perfectionism, as we all know, the word implies you want everything to be perfect. You stress over every detail of the process. It might be the website. You're thinking, the aesthetics of my website is not good enough, or the aesthetics of my, Instagram page, the logo is not good enough, your brand page or anything. Every detail, you stress over it. You want everything to be perfect. At the end of the day, you start procrastinating. Because you want everything to be perfect, you start pushing the date of launch. The date you're supposed to launch, you start pushing it. You push, don't worry, I'll do it maybe in a week's time. I'll launch in 2 weeks' time. I will launch in a month's time. Before you know it, time has gone. At the end of the day, you will not take any action, which leads us to the 4th stage of the cycle, which is no action. Not taking actions, because you've procrastinated. You've spent a lot of time over things you're not supposed to spend time on. Now you did not take action. Time had gone. At the end of the day, you will now be frustrated, which is the 5th stage of the cycle. Frustration sets in. You get burnt out because you've spent so much time stressed over what you're not supposed to stress over. Now you're burnt out and you're frustrated. At the end of the day, you abandon that business idea, that opportunity, and you jump into another one. That is a cycle. It can keep going and going like that if you're not careful. You need to break the cycle. And what are the ways to break this cycle? I'll be giving you 3 strategic approaches to break the cycle. The first one is alignment. The second one is nervous system regulation. And the third one is execution. What is this alignment? Most times when we start a business, we get stuck that at the end of the day, we forget why we actually started the business. We forget the reason behind our starting. We forget what actually motivated us to starting. And what can you do? You need to reconnect back. So that's your motivator, to your deepest motivator. You need to reconnect back. You need to remember your why you started the business, why you're doing what you're doing. That is the first explanation under the alignment. The second one is aligning your business actions with your long-term values and your long-term visions and your personal strength. Most times we jump into business opportunities that doesn't align with our long-term vision, which is one of the reasons we just find ourselves getting stuck. We find ourselves abandoning the business opportunity and we jump into another one because it doesn't align with our long-term value, with our long-term visions, with our personal values. It doesn't align. We're just doing it for doing sake. Maybe someone told you, or you watch it on the internet, or they said it is this. It's not every opportunity that you jump into. You need to be sure that the business opportunity you want to do, that you are jumping into, that you want to start, actually aligns with your long-term value, with your long-term visions. If whatever it's been introduced to you, or whatever idea you have, doesn't align with your long-term, how you see yourself in the next 10 or 20 years, you end up abandoning it because it is not you, it is not what you want. It doesn't align with you. And under this same alignment, we have what we call setting realistic goals, specific goals, realistic goals, using this SMART methodology, which is specific, measurable goals, achievable goals, realistic goals, and time bound. Don't just set, don't just set goals that are not realistic, goals that are not achievable. So that is why you just find yourself abandoning the project or abandoning the business opportunity, because it's not achievable, or it's not specific, it's vague. So you need to be specific when you are setting your goals. That is the only way you'll be able to carry on. If your goals are not achievable, if they are not realistic enough, if they are not specific enough, trust me, you'll find yourself jumping from one business opportunity to another. And the second approach to break this cycle, it's called the nervous system regulation. How can you do this? Through breath work and meditation. This helps to shift from stress to a calm focus. When you meditate, you practice breath work. It helps you to be calm. Instead of, it shifts, your mind from the stress to what? To a calm focus. Under this nervous system regulation as well, another way you can break this cycle is through exposure, cold exposure, or movement. And what do I mean by this? Like walking. Take 30 minutes walking a day. It helps to reduce the stress response. Or having a cold shower, it helps to reset the stress response. Another way you can regulate the nervous system is by journaling and reflection. Write down all your ideas, your goals. Don't keep everything up here. It's too much. Our brain cannot take everything. When you keep too much here, you see yourself getting overwhelmed. At the end of the day, you'll not be stopped. You'll not be procrastinating because you're just too much up here for you to do. So write them down. So this way it will help to reduce mental clutter. When you journal, when you write down your goals, things, your tasks, your daily routines, this will help to reduce mental clutter, thereby, promoting clarity. You see yourself, you become more active. But when you keep everything up here, it's too much. You get overwhelmed at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you'll not be able to take action. At the end of the day, you get frustrated and burnt out because you have too much up here. So learn to journal down and reflect. When you journal down your processes, your tasks, your goals, it helps you to be able to reflect back to things you've done, what things you're doing right and things you're not doing right. But if you have everything up here, you might think, oh, I will remember. There is no big deal, I remember. You cannot remember everything. It's not possible. We are not robots. We are humans. We have our limitations. Don't let overstress ourselves. If you're able to do this, trust me, it helps a lot. Kindly subscribe to our Tenacity Zone with Bukola. Instead of you jumping from one business opportunity to another, you find yourself, acting more calmly, more organized, your time management to be superb. Just learn to journal down. Write down your goals. This I tell my clients a lot. It's very important because we cannot remember everything. Even though we think we want to remember everything, we can't. We wish to, but we can't because we are not robots. And the third approach is through execution. This is you taking imperfect actions regularly. Learn to take imperfect action regularly. Don't wait until you have everything perfect. You have everything all figured out before you start. Just start. Start from where you are. Start from what you have already. You learn in the process. You gain more confidence when you take actions. You cannot know it all. If you start waiting until you have everything all perfected, or everything ready, trust me, you will wait. That's why you end up abandoning it, because you've wasted so much time, because you cannot have it perfect. Learn to take, actions, daily actions. Break down your goals into tasks, little tasks. You have your 1 year goals. You break it down into monthly goals. From your monthly goals, you break it into weekly goals. Your weekly goal, you break them into what? Daily goals. When you achieve a daily goal, you will know that you are getting closer to your long-term goal. That way, it will help you with your time management, because you know what you need to do today. You know what you need to do in a day. You don't have everything all muddled up in your head. Another way you can break this cycle under this execution is by you developing quick decision-making ability. Develop the habit of making quick decisions. When you stay too long in making a decision, that is when you get overwhelmed. That is when you start overthinking. That's when you start doubting yourself. In order to prevent this from happening, learn to take quick decisions. And also, there's something called 80-20 rules, which is focusing on 20% actions that will give you 80% results. Work smartly. And also, you need to eliminate distractions, noise, activities that doesn't impact your journey, that doesn't impact your goals. You need to eliminate all of that. Another way you can break this cycle is through accountability and support, which is still under execution. By you joining community group of, maybe entrepreneurs, go for therapy sessions, join mentorship programs, mingle with entrepreneurs like yourself. It helps a lot. And also learn to rest. You need to rest. Most times we just work, and we don't find time for ourselves. Sometimes we even forget our self-care. You need that your me time, that your alone time. Look for that time that is perfect for just you alone. Take care of yourself, take care of your health, take care of your body. Brain, everything is working, round the clock. Even when you're sleeping as an entrepreneur, our brain is working. That's why you need time to rest. You need that your me time, that your alone time, just you alone, to meditate, to practice some breath work. That is the only way you can break this cycle. Because if you don't break this cycle, you just see yourself jumping from a business opportunity to another. Before you know it, time is gone. So in order not to find yourself in this situation, try and practice these tips I've given you. It will help you a lot. A lot of entrepreneurs have been there. We all go through it. But it's not good for us. It's not good for our health. It's not good for our mental health. It's not good for us at all. It's not good for the business, for our long-term goals, our long-term, vision. We need to take care of ourselves. I hope this video has helped you in any way. Don't forget to comment below, subscribe, and like and share as well. Kindly subscribe to our Tenacity Zone with Bukola.